Well, if you take transit in Toronto, you're about to face another fare hike. It will likely be 10 cents more for every ride you take on the TTC starting in the new year. And this would make it 6 years in a row that riders will be paying more.
Has service been better for you, even though you've been paying every year for 6 years?
No, it's not really getting any better. Actually, I think it's getting more and more crowded.
Transit riders will once again bear the brunt of the TTC's budget woes, with fares likely going up by a dime starting January 1st. Here's how it would all break down. Cash fares would stay the same at $3.25, but tokens and Presto would go from $2.90 to $3. Weekly passes would increase by $1.50. Monthly passes would spike by $4.75. Children under the age of 12 would still ride for free, but if the board approves, students and seniors will also see a 10-cent increase.
This is the way it is. I mean, everything goes up, unfortunately, in life, and TTC fares are no exception to that rule.
Councillor John Campbell, who sits on the TTC board, says there's a long list of reasons why riders will likely be paying more.
We've got an aging infrastructure. We have vehicles, we have streetcars that are old and aging that aren't being replaced as quickly as we thought that they would. We have an expansion of the service later this year on the York-Spadina subway, which is going to require more workers. We're transitioning to this new technology, Presto. So all of these costs add up, and the only way to cover it is through subsidies from the city or through the fare box.
So you're saying every year moving forward, riders should really just budget this into their expenses?
You know, unfortunately, I think so. I mean, inflation is something that we have everywhere.
We're not accepting that. Riders aren't accepting that. It's not fair to keep hiking fares again and again and again. They're not hiking property taxes. Property taxes, when you factor in inflation, are going down.
The TTC is currently facing a shortfall of nearly $173 million. The staff report also suggests asking City Council to approve a one-time draw of $14 million from the Transit Commission's reserve fund.
It's not really the TTC's fault. It's the provincial government and the City Council's fault for not fairly funding the TTC. They're the ones that are hurting riders.
In a statement from the mayor, who's out of town on business, John Tory says over the long term, a larger fix is clearly required. He says he plans to sit down with the budget chief and find a solution to the TTC's money issues. What would that fix be long term?
Well, I mean, I think the fix is having the provincial government play a larger role in the transit infrastructure. They really need to be involved in subsidizing the day-to-day movement of people around this province. Toronto is no exception. I know the TTC certainly needs that support.
Now, the board will be voting on the fare hike on Monday. Meanwhile, the TTC is holding its first ever online customer town hall meeting. It kicks off tonight at 7, so that's just under an hour from now. And if you would like to join that conversation, you can find a link on our website, citynews.ca.